Reading through the list here of fixes, there's quite a few. They fixed the Katia Sandana having the wrong pattern to it, and Mesa continuing to wall run when you activated Peacemaker while doing a wall run. They were both on the Reddit. They've both been fixed, as has a lot of other things linked to the full forum post for this update in the description below. But 21.3, apart from a few improvements to AI on the earth tiles set, the same as vegetation over there, it's pretty much just a new weapon. What I want to know is, what is it? It's a primary weapon, and it's an ice-based bow apparently. There, ice, wow, and blast. Is it supposed to have both of those on there? Because the description says it, well actually it's written up there. 1-2 punch of this icy pulse. Blast damage. But it's a new bow. There hasn't been a new bow in quite a long time. It doesn't have the best of crit chances, coming in at 50% crit chance. Its status is pretty much non-existent. But with 660 blast damage, it has a lot of elemental damage. I'm not sure if that's a typo that may be fixed at a later date, but 660 blast damage is a lot of damage. That is an insane number of damage for a Mastery Rank 8 weapon. Could this possibly be the new ultimate bow? For 235 platinum, you would hope so. Of course, if you do wish to build it, the blueprint here, that is a lot of new roads to build this. Oh, this had better not turn out to be just like the Hammer, where it takes an absolute age to research. Mine is a mountain clan. Moon clans will be more expensive. Ghosts will obviously be a lot cheaper. But it is here inside of the Corpus lab, or the energy lab, and once you have filled this, with that amount of new roads being needed and that many polymer bundles, could take a time, will still take 3 days after that to actually finish researching it. So building this is going to take time. Oberon's hallowed ground will now, the ferns and such that come off it will have the energy colour that you equip to them, and I'm just trying to think of the weirdest colour I can actually put on this, but that will do for now. So when you actually cast hallowed ground, the ferns will have pink in the middle of them. As you can see, they're actually glowing pink. Not just the floor glowing pink, the actual plants that come up will also do the same thing. I've also just noticed my range on this is insanely long. But it's a nice way of being able to tell what's natural grass, as I would assume this is supposed to be because it doesn't have the effect to it, to the grass that you've put out. Plus, it makes it much easier to be able to see hallowed ground now, because beforehand you couldn't really see it and that fern disappeared. So I'm going to assume that was actually was meant to be coloured, but just wasn't affecting all of them. What I do wish it would do, considering this is Oberon Prime, the middle would glow with like a goldy tinge to it. Or the colour would somehow be golden, because most primes, Rhino Prime being the best example of this, if you equip his iron skin, he turns gold. Nope, that was the wrong ability. Because iron skin on a prime frame turns him gold. And it's the same with a lot of other things. Frost, when he casts Avalanche, nope. Though Avalanche does do it as well, it has a gold tinge to it. Wow, I really should know Frost's abilities better than this. And I also refuse to move until I remember that it's called Ice Wave, but never mind. Ice Wave has golden particles to it as well. And I'm not quite sure when they added this, but the gold was the default colour. You can actually change Rhino's iron skin colour depending upon what your energy colour is. This might have been added a while ago and I just completely missed it. I honestly cannot remember this being a thing. I just had him set to default colour, and his default colour is gold iron skin. but it can be set to whatever colour you want. So if you don't happen to have the Rubido skin, you can set the energy colour to red, and now you have a Rubido skinned Rhino. You can change colour midway through a match. That's actually pretty cool, but it's not in this update notes. It must have been added earlier, or has been missed completely from the update notes, or was added accidentally and isn't quite meant to be here yet. But it's a thing. Kind of shown that. Actually, looking through the bows, they seem to have 35% for the Rakta Cernos here. The Paris Prime has a 45% chance. It's there. I don't know why I went down. The normal Paris has a 30. Turns out the Cernos was actually a better crit chance than I thought it was. Coming in at 35, it's better than normal Paris. The Cernos Prime is 35. The Daiku is 20. The Dread seems to be the best crit chance bow at 50% crit chance with a 2x multiplier. And, well, the Lenz, okay, it looks like it's got a slower charge rate, but with Prime Shred being a thing that people who have no life, who have logged in for 600 days, now have the ability to access, the charge rate is going to come down rather quickly with that, and punch through is obviously going to go up, but even with any fire rate mods, it's going to come down. But do you want to sacrifice that when the crit chance matches? So this is actually going to be a really, really good crit based weapon, and I still don't know if that 660 is a typo or what, but that's 5 times the damage that the Dread does. Yes, it purely seems to be elemental apart from that 50 impact, but turns out that this bow, though big and bulky looking, could actually turn out to be one heck of a good weapon. Not saying it is, haven't tried it yet, but it looks promising simply because it has 660 blast. If it is 66 blast, then it would just be rubbish. I think the 660 blast is what is going to save it. I like blast damage, it knocks enemies over. One decent melee weapon, you go up to them and perform a finisher on them, works wonders. So, have high hopes for this weapon. But anyway, we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching. Remember, there's a link in the description below to the full forum post with all of the fixes, and to be fair, there is a few other changes, but nothing major, and there was a few optimizations for things like Rhino's iron skin. So, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.